I actually clipped my talk completely, and I'm just gonna break it down to about 5 minutes. Okay, you can give me 5 minutes, because I have a couple of little things that me personally that I learned. I'm a 10-year postdoc. The first 2 years, I was like a poster child. You could have everything that you were supposed to do, I was doing, and then some. And I mean, I could have been like a recruiter for the surgery those first 2 years. And then lo and behold, I love saying this because it's so true. I remember the day.
Sorry.
I remember the day that I started down the path to the dark side of the Force. And I started listening to the Emperor. You know, if you this is Star Wars references. I remember the day, I remember where I was sitting, and I remember what I did the first time. You want to hear what it was?
Come to the dark side, we have cookies. Say, come to the dark side, we have cookies.
I know, right? No, it was a little more sinister than cookies. I sat down for breakfast one morning, and I looked across. The person across from me had the most lovely short stack of pancakes I had ever seen in my entire life. And I've never really liked pancakes, but those pancakes were beautifully formed. And they had the most luscious blob of butter on the top. And I'm making you hungry, right? Killing you, right? This person had poured the most delectable amount of syrup I'd ever seen on a stack of pancakes with butter on it. And I swear, these pancakes were looking at me like the, I'm thinking of Dante's, where the women, the sirens, that's the word I was looking for, the sirens, this stack of sirens was wooing me and saying, oh, you must come and partake of our lusciousness. You must have us. We want you. You need us. And my body began to crave pancakes. And if you have ever had a food craving, wink, 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 then you know what I'm talking about. Because if you've ever walked past chocolate and they said, come here, you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever went to the cabinet and the donuts went, pick me, you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever went through a drive-thru and ordered a triple cheeseburger with extra cheese, you know what I'm talking about. So here's this short stack. I got up. I had a full plate of really good, healthy food in front of me, and I said, I'm going to get pancakes. Walking up to the Embassy Suites buffet, got my short stack, and walked over, and I remember that moment when I sold out to the dark side. 2 years into my program, and I completely sold out to the dark side. And yeah, I said program, because it was almost like I just fell off the wagon. I literally remember that moment. And after that moment, it was a series of other compromises and other compromises. So I can tell you this, 1 bite leads to 2 bites. 2 bites leads to a full plate. A full plate leads to a habit, and a habit leads right to your butt. And I'm not even kidding. So don't start with the bite, don't start with the nibble, don't graze it. If you don't bite, you can't eat it, so don't bring it in your house. Don't put yourself in situations where you're going to have to deal with the short stacks. And I did, I put myself there. And I mean, you have to, if you can, put a barrier between you and chocolate, or between you and the things that are bad. Don't go to a buffet and go, I'll just have off the salad bar. You might have more strength than me. You might, but I go in and I look at the buffet and go, yes, okay. All right, so here's your 2 little tips and tricks you can do. First things first, when you're gonna set a goal, set a short one. Do not set your first goal to be so far away and so unobtainium is what I call it, and you never get to it. Set a short goal. Like, for example, when I decided to go on this new diet for my Plan B, my first goal was just 50 pounds. But I broke it down into little incremental goals. I would say 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds. And I know I'm building a case here for my own self. So every time there was 5 pounds, I'm like, yes, 5 pounds. I'm getting there, I'm getting there. And I would go away and I said, yes, I'm getting there. When I hit the 50-pound mark, I said, It's 100-pound time. Start looking towards 100. Now see, that wasn't my actual goal, but my first goal was 50. My second goal is 100. I haven't made my third goal yet, but I do know what my ultimate goal is. It has nothing to do with weight. You ready? I want to get back into a 40 or 42 waist. Now you might think that's still kind of big, Bo. You're right, but I used to weigh a 72. So a 42 sounds pretty good. So that's my goal right now. That is my goal. When I can get back into a 42 waist, I will be pretty doggone happy. So that's my goal. Pounds are an ends to the means of getting back into my 42. That's my first piece of advice. Short, obtainable goals. And if it takes you an extra 3 days to get there, or an extra 3 months to get there, who cares?